Hi, my name is Lauren, and I'm the president of the Clinton Area Chamber of Commerce, and you're watching another episode of the Chamber Exchange. To start off today, I'm here with Debbie Mallinson. She is the founder of Magic Lamp Consulting. Thank you for
Hi,
being here,
thank
Debbie.
you for having me.
Of course. So first, tell me a little bit about Magic Lamp Consulting. What's the mission of Magic Lamp?
So, Magic Lamp Consulting's mission is to work with small to mid-sized nonprofit organizations and helping them grow and strategize and how to build, strategic fundraising plan and get the money that they need to fulfill their mission.
Great. How do you connect with them?
So most of it's word of mouth
Yeah.
referrals. I would say 90% of my clients are through referrals, though we are on social media as well, and we have a blog post.
Right.
So
That's good to know. When and why did you decide to start Magic Lamp?
yeah, that's a story.
Yeah, well, we've got time.
So I started Magic Lamp Consulting in January of 2020, right
Oh,
before COVID
good time.
started.
Yeah.
Um, but but the reason I started the company, it was never in my plan to
Right.
to open a grand consulting business. But I was really close with my mother-in-law.
Yeah.
Her name was Anne, and she developed stage 4 colon cancer. And so when she got sick, I brought her over to the Virginia Thurston Healing Garden, which
Mm,
is a cancer support center in Harvard. And they have integrative wellness programs, they have support groups, and I was her caregiver.
yeah.
And so I participated in the caregiver support group. And when I brought her there, I didn't know that it would be for me too. I just thought it was for her.
Yeah.
And, being in a room with other people that are going on the cancer journey, I mean, you have your own support systems, but nobody knows unless they've kind of traveled that
Exactly.
road.
Yeah.
And so it was so impactful for my life. Um, and then one day the facilitator looked at me and she was like, you should write her a love letter. So I met Anne when I was 17.
Yeah.
She passed when I was 50. And so she's been a part of my life for a really long time. She was one of my best friends, closest friends. We traveled together, we did photo club together, we did a lot of things. And she helped when I worked, help with the
Yeah.
kids and stuff. And so we were just super close. And so I woke up at 2 o'clock one morning and I was able to write this love letter from when I met her at 17 to when we traveled to Europe,
Mm,
to our photo clubs, to our experiences with the kids. And she left the world knowing how much she was loved and
right.
what an impact she made, in our lives. And for me, it was like the first step of closure and first step of healing
Mhm.
because I was able to share with her, while she was alive,
Right.
her impact on my
Yes.
life.
Yes.
And if I hadn't been in that support group, that's something I would have never ever thought of.
Right.
And so it still gives me
Yeah. I know.
goosebumps. It was just, and so once Anne passed, I worked pro bono for the Healing Garden for 3 months, and then they were my first client in January of 2020, and then it was word of mouth. So they, referred me to other clients, and then that's kind of how
Wow,
it started.
such a touching story and an
Thank you.
inspiring story to start off with. Wow. Um, so how many people do you employ now?
I I think last it was 13. So I have interns as
Yeah.
well, so
Okay.
they kind of fluctuate. But I have so it started as just me
Yeah.
for the first year and a half, and then I hired another part-time person,
Mhm.
and she has been with me for 2.5 years
Yeah.
or so. And then we have brought on additional people. So we have marketing interns.
Yeah.
We're working with business analysts. I have a financial analyst on staff. I have grant writers on staff. And so we've just grown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that is a lot in what, 2.5 years, 3 years
Yeah.
almost
Three
then?
years.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's incredible. Um, what makes you unique then for your business?
So one thing that I discovered very quickly, and my passion is the small to mid-sized nonprofits.
Mhm.
So typically, the organizations that I work with don't have a development director,
Right.
or they might have one development person, and so they really need a lot of support. A lot of my nonprofits, the executive director is doing everything, and they can't,
No,
you know. And
yeah.
so
Burnout factor.
so we can come in, we can do a needs assessment for the organization.
Mhm.
We can build a strategic fundraising plan for them. We do budgeting.
Yeah.
So the budgeting is a huge piece. A lot of organizations, I have some clients that come on that don't have a budget.
Oh, okay.
And so to apply for grants, you need a budget.
Right.
And a lot of organizations don't realize the things that they should include in their
Mhm.
budget. And so a lot of them don't include like in kind support. And so I have a couple of food pantries that if you looked at their budget originally, it was small, might have been around $200,000. But when you start adding in the in-kind donations that they're getting from the food bank, from different, partners that they have in the community. I have one that we did their budget and it went from $200,000 to 1.4 million. And so it's showing the impact.
Right.
So even though it's not cash coming in, it has a value, it's budget saving.
Mhm.
And so if I come to you as a funder and I show you a budget of $200,000, you're like, yeah, they're making an impact in the community. If I come in and I show you that that client has $1.4 million worth of, revenue expenses to serve the people, that's much more impactful, and it shows the volume and what they're doing and how much they're accomplishing.
Yeah.
And so, so that's a piece of it. We do grant research. We do the whole grant life cycle. And so, again, we research grants, we build out a grants calendar so we know the deadlines, who the funders are, and we, work with clients on their programs, defining, making sure that they have their goals and their objectives and their outcomes
Yeah.
need to be measurable, and making sure they're collecting data. And we also track, like, okay, you got the grant award, when's your report due? Did you get your
Okay. So follow
payment?
through.
Right,
Yeah. Follow up.
right.
That's
So it's kind of like soup to nuts with
yeah.
most of
That's
our clients. Yeah.
yeah. I can imagine you've had impactful, measures on the clients that you work and really realizations
Yeah.
for them
Yeah. So
and how to move forward.
last year we raised $3.4 million for our
That's amazing.
clients. So
That's really amazing. And the work you're doing, like I am at the clients, like their impact is on a different
right,
spectrum being
right.
being nonprofit. So
Well, and it's huge. So, you can get funding for all different kinds of things. So, like for our food pantries, and I have another organization in Worcester that it's a hydroponic farm.
yeah.
Together we eat,
Yeah.
and so we got them funding to actually buy the freight farms, the hydroponic freight farms, and so they have two that they've installed in the Worcester school systems. And so not only are they growing food for their community,
Mhm.
but they also are involving the kids. And
Right.
so they're doing youth development, and the kids are learning how to grow food. And some of these kids, like, they don't have access to fresh fruits and vegetables. And so as they're growing this, now they do.
Wow.
And all that food goes back to the community.
Wow.
And they partner with like El Buen Samaritano and provide fresh produce for them as well.
Wow.
So it's nice.
Yeah, to touch them and then other
Right.
people as well to keep it going on a
Right.
spiral that builds and
Yeah.
builds and builds.
Yeah. It's a lot of connecting. We do a
Yeah.
lot of connecting.
That must be rewarding
It
for
is.
you
Yeah.
to hear their success as well. Where are you located?
So, Magic Lamp Consulting is located in Leominster,
Mhm.
and the clients that we work with are from North Central and Central Massachusetts.
Okay.
That's our primary focus.
Right. What is the impact for the Worcester community specifically?
Specifically. So I have a number of clients in Worcester. It seems like all my new clients are coming from Worcester.
Yeah.
And so again, it's addressing food insecurity,
Mhm.
trying to make people more food secure to be healthier.
Mhm.
And so I also have a youth development, workforce development programs. And so,
Great.
we're looking at trying to bring in, opportunities for BIPOC youth specifically, because there aren't a lot of opportunities, or there's not a lot of free opportunities.
Mhm.
And so, so like Pride Productions is one of the
Okay.
organizations that I work with, and we get grant funding, and that funding pays for the programming for youth to learn how to broadcast. And they actually can put shows on Unity Radio.
Yeah.
And so they're getting practical experience. it's building their resume for careers or college, and they're also networking in the community,
Right.
and they have mentorship.
Yeah.
And so, yeah,
That's really cool. You sound very busy.
we are busy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I love it.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
so
that
so
is
just as much as our clients pick us, we pick them.
Yes.
And make sure that it's a match, and make sure that it's something that we're going to be passionate about. Because when you're passionate about it, you just want to keep going.
Mhm.
So.
Um, how how would someone, if they were to get a hold of you, what's the best way for them to get a hold of you?
So the best way is through our website,
Okay.
which is magiclampconsulting.com, and we have a contact form there. And also on our website, we have free resources that are
Oh, great.
available. There's a resource page. We have a blog, so we post to the blog every week, and we also have a newsletter, so people can sign up for the newsletter and get emailed, what's going on in the nonprofit world.
Awesome. Well, it's a great connection to have you a part of the chamber. So I'm
Thank
really
you.
glad that we made the connection chamber wise, and also um, I appreciate the work that you're doing to impact communities around us.
Thank you
It's
so
awesome.
much. I appreciate
I
it.
wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
So we're wrapping up now, and I just want to thank you again for joining us, and maybe you'll join us again to give us another update on how you've grown and the impacts
That
and
would be
measures you're
great.
making.
I'd love it.
So thank you.
All right, thanks.